This is Igbo Area
Hello. Ebonyi accuses Nigerian government of falsehood, says won't provide land for cattle ranching. The Ebonyi state government said claim by the federal government that it had agreed to provide land for cattle ranching was false. The federal government had listed Ebonyi among the 10 states that have agreed to provide land for ranching. It said the aim of the ranching plan is to reduce farmers-herders clashes, which has claimed thousands of lives in the country over the years. Aside the loss of lives, the federal government also said that Nigeria loses about $14 billion, which is 5.4 trillion naira annually to the conflicts. The 10 states listed by the federal for ranching, for which it plans to spend 179 billion naira over the next 10 years, include Adamawa, Benue, Ebonyi, Edo, Kaduna, Nasarawa, Oyo, Plateau, Taraba, and Zamfara. Tagged the National Livestock Transformation Plan, the new plan is built on 6 key pillars: economic investment, conflict resolution, law and order, humanitarian relief, information, education, and strategic communication and cross-cutting issues. The presentation of the plan was made by the technical advisor to the National Economic Council, NEC, Andrew Kwasari, in Abuja. The event had in attendance several public officials, including the Minister of Agriculture, Audu Ogbe, and the Governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom. The official present said the plan was already adopted by all state governors who are members of the NEC. Ebonyi government rejects federal government's proposed cattle ranching. The Ebonyi state government on Thursday, 21st of June 2018, rejected the federal government's plan to establish cattle ranches in the state. It said that the state does not have enough land for its people, who are majorly farmers, let alone having lands for cattle. It further said it was embarrassed by reports in the news concerning the inclusion of Ebonyi in the states where the federal government plans to establish pilot ranches, insisting that it never gave their nod to the plan. The position of the state government was relayed by the Commissioner of Agriculture, Mr. Ikeju Nwobo, a lawyer, while addressing journalists shortly after the State Executive Council meeting held in Government House, Abakaliki. The federal government recently listed Ebonyi as among the 10 states that have provided land for the establishment of its pilot cattle ranches in the country. It told the federal government that there was no vacant land for cattle ranching in the state. The State Executive Council frowned at the news making round that the state has directed or provided for a cattle ranch in Ebonyi State. The highest organ of Ebonyi State is the State Executive Council and the State Security Council, and any decision taken by this council is the last bus stop for the people and government of Ebonyi State. 2018 budget. Igbo in Canada blasts Southeast National Assembly members, reveal what will happen to lawmakers. A sociocultural and political organization, the Igbo Canadian Community Association, ICCA alias Omonna, has come hard on members of the National Assembly from the Southeast geopolitical zone, asserting that their representation of Igbo interests in 2018 budget is appalling, inadequate, and quite disgraceful. The group asserted that the incompetence displayed by the Southeast federal lawmakers when their colleagues consider the 2018 appropriation bill will make them lose the 2019 elections. The Omonna maintained that its members are now poised to follow up on the constituency projects of the National Assembly members and demand accountability. The diaspora group spoke in reaction to the revelation by President Muhammadu Buhari, who, while signing the 2018 budget into law, disclosed that the National Assembly slashed budgetary allocation for the Enugu International Airport Terminal was cut from 2 billion to 500 million, a startling departure from the allocation to the project maintained by the last 2 administrations. Reacting in a statement issued in Toronto, Canada, the president of the Sociocultural and Political Group, Chief Ugochukwu Okoro, said it is either the representatives of Ndibo have forgotten the reasons they were given their various mandates, or that they are inadvertently telling the people of the Southeast region that they are incompetent as they cannot provide quality representation to the people and therefore should be relieved of the responsibility they were shouldered with. Southeast Senators, IYC, CACOL rejects budget cuts. The Southeast CACOL and the Senate, the Ijo Youth Congress, the Center Anti-Corruption and Open Leaders, and Afenifere chieftain Femi Okoromi had opposed the alterations made by the National Assembly to the 2018 budget. While the Southeast CACOL faulted the reduction in the funds allocated for the Second Niger Bridge and Enugu Airport projects, CACOL said the National Assembly did not follow due process. The The Senate Southeast caucus expressed surprise over the slashing of the 2 billion naira allocated to the Enugu airport terminal to 500 million naira. The chairman, Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe, told journalists in Abuja on Thursday, 21st of June 2018, that they were shocked to hear that the initial amount, which was jointly adopted by the committees on aviation at the Senate and House of Representatives, have been reduced. Abaribe, who is representing Abia South Senatorial District, said an emergency meeting by senators from the Southeast has been called to unravel who met the court and at what point was it met. The senator recalled the Southeast lawmakers lobbied for the allocation to the airport to be increased to 3.5 billion naira, but were told by the Ministry of Aviation that it had an envelope budgetary plan which would not allow an increment beyond the 2 billion. Abaribe alleged that 30 billion naira was smuggled into the power project without his committee's knowledge. According to him, the money was listed for expansion and reinforcement of infrastructure in distribution companies to reduce stranded farms. The allocation, he said, never passed through the Senate Power Committee. He asked, where did such huge sum, 30 billion naira, come from? Let the Budget Office and other relevant bodies conduct a self-examination. Such self-examination will go a long way to clear certain gray areas, Abaribe stated. He added, in the case of Enugu Airport Terminal and the Second Niger Bridge, we want to find out at what point the cut was made. Abaribe said members of the CACOL were collectively agitated. According to him, the geopolitical zone, which hardly receives a fair share of the national projects, had the little that came its way reduced. He stated that no right-thinking Igbo man would support slashing of allocation to projects in Southeast. DSS arrests Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe. The Department of State Services, DSS, has reportedly arrested the senator representing Abia South Senatorial District. In the Senate, Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe. Don't forget, Abaribe was the deputy governor, chief of staff to Okoye Kanu while he was a governor. Reports said Senator Abaribe was arrested in Abuja on Friday, 22nd, at a popular hotel located in Maitama District. In another report, Biafra, Ohanaeze reacts to DSS arrest of Abaribe, says Senator can't produce Nnamdi Kanu. The Igbo socio-cultural organization Ohanaeze Igbo has reacted to the arrest of Abia Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe by the Department of State Service, DSS. Ohanaeze called for the immediate release of Abaribe because he had no capacity to produce the elusive leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. In a statement on Friday, President of Ohanaeze, John Nyanwodo, said the circumstances at the time of disappearance of Kanu were beyond the contemplation of the law that a surety can guarantee the production of an accused person. The army, in the name of Operation Python Dance, invaded Nnamdi Kanu's home and destabilized normalcy there, the statement read. It is only the security agency that can disclose Nnamdi Kanu's whereabouts. Senator Abaribe has no capacity nor has any surety in the circumstances to know the whereabouts of Nnamdi Kanu. What happened in Umuahia was an invasion, a war of a kind. Nnamdi Kanu may have been killed or captured in the imbroglio or even escaped into hiding. The onus lies on the security forces to disclose his whereabouts. The judiciary is beginning to toe the line of the executive by throwing the law overboard in matters that affect the Southeast. We are all equal before the law. Senator Abaribe must be released forthwith, he said. Recall that in April 2017, an Abuja federal court had granted bail to Kanu after 18 months in detention. Abaribe, alongside Tochukwu Uchendo and Emmanuel Shalom Ben, stood as sureties for Kanu and signed a bond of 100 million naira each. However, the IPOB leader had not been seen in public and Abaribe has come under pressure to produce Kanu. Some people say it might not be unconnected with the recent plan for a Biafran referendum. For some, he had made a major uncover at the Senate and exposed the executive regards the 30 billion naira that was infused in the budget or the slashing down of the allocation meant for Southeast. Please, we would like to know what you think about this. We told you earlier that a Lagos court declared Innoson wanted. Now here is the breaking news. Innoson's arraignment has been stalled as NJC withdraws Justice Dada from the case. The scheduled arraignment on Friday of Innocent Chukwuma, known popularly as Innoson, at an Ikeja Special Offense Court, has suffered a setback following the withdrawal of Justice Mojisola Dada from the case. Chukwuma is the Chief Executive Officer of Innoson Motors Nigeria Limited. Dada was withdrawn from the case on the recommendation of the National Judicial Council (NJC), responding to February 12 petition of the automobile boss. Innoson's petition was entitled Request to Investigate the Circumstances Leading to Justice Mojisola Dada of Lagos High Court issuing a bench warrant against Chief Innoson Chukwuma and ordering his arrest. The NJC's response, made available to the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, disclosed that the council, in a meeting held on March 9, had absolved Dada of any wrongdoing. At the end of deliberation, council did not find any act of misconduct on the part of the judge. However, if the case is still pending before Justice M.A. Dada, same will be returned to the chief judge for the reassignment to another judge. The letter signed by Mr. Ahmed Saleh, the secretary to the NJC, said. Sources in the court who pleaded anonymity revealed that following NJC's order, the case file had already been returned to Justice Okoye Oke, the Chief Judge of Lagos State, for reassignment. When the latest development came to light, prosecutors from EFCC and Innoson's Defense Council had to leave the courtroom after waiting for over 2 hours for proceedings to begin. NAN reports that series of courtroom drama had trailed the case as efforts by the EFCC to arraign the automobile boss on 5 occasions has proved abortive. Following Innoson's non-appearance in court for the 5th time on May 23, Dada had declared him wanted following the request of the anti-graft agency. Chukwuma and his company Innoson Motors Nigeria Limited were to be arraigned on a 4-count charge of conspiracy to obtain property by false pretense, obtaining property by false pretense, stealing and forgery in a transaction which Guarantee Trust Bank, that's GTB. According to the charge sheet, the defendants committed the offenses between 2009 and July 2011 in Lagos. EFCC alleged that the defendants, with intent to defraud, conspired to obtain by false pretense containers of motorcycle, spare parts and raw materials, property of GTB from Mitsui OSK Lines Limited, Apapa, Lagos. They were alleged to have fraudulently induced staff of Mitsui OSK and Maersk Lines to deliver to them via their clearing agent the goods which were imported from China in the name of GTB by falsely pretending that they were authorized by the bank to clear the goods. The prosecution claimed that the defendants, in order to facilitate the fraud, forged the bill of lading numbered 598286020 of Maersk Line Limited and 110079508841 of Mitsui OSK Lines by knowingly putting a false GTB stamp and signature of the bank staff. The alleged forgery was in order that the forged document be used or acted upon as genuine to the prejudice of any person within Lagos or elsewhere. On the entertainment section, Psquare, why I may consider reuniting with my brother. That's Mr. P of Psquare, the one who is now Mr. P. He said, why I may consider reuniting with my brother. Peter Okoye, the one half of the disbanded group Psquare, has stated the condition under which he might reunite with his brother Paul on stage. Speaking on the possibility of a Psquare reunion in an interview with Hot's 93.3 FM Ghana, Peter, who now goes by the name Mr. P, said, even if that a reunion will happen, let it happen with respect. It is not just about the music. There was a family before the music, and I stand for the Okoyes. I shouldn't be Psquare and be unhappy. If it must happen, it must be with respect, he said. He also touched on his music, life as a social artist, and the possibility of a reunion with his brother in the interview. Reacting to comments that followed his separation with his brother, he said, when Psquare broke up, people were like, are you sure you can do this alone? Can he make it? No, I am not making it. I have done it and I have been killing it. Just this year alone, I have done like 60-something concerts, all sold out. I am blessed. Most people actually doubted me, but I know myself. I know what I bring to the table. I am just happy doing what I'm doing. There are some things I wasn't entitled to do as a member of the group, but now I am a boss of myself. The singer who released the new single titled Ebano said, you have had Look Into My Eyes, that's the title of the songs. You have had My Way, and the other one is Cool It Down. All these are my mini music video singles. Ebano is my official single as NP. Reacting to allegations of illegal music sampling leveled against him by an oncoming singer, Henry Knight, he said, when this kind of things happen, some people just jump into conclusion. I think people need to be educated on this issue. There is a different thing. If it is the beat or if it is a statement in the song, there is only so much you can use of it. Since going solo, critics have described him as an upcoming artist, and Mr. P said he cannot be bothered. Instead, he encouraged people to leave their comfort zones when striving for success. I made up my mind. I wanted to to start afresh. I left a Psquare who had over 1 million YouTube subscribers to start my own. I'm not afraid to start afresh. I have moved on. I love it. On if he has plans to work with younger talents, I'm an open person. As long as the song is good, why not? I'm actually considering doing that. Mr. P plans to release more songs during the course of the year, as he wants his fan to have a feel of his own music. Psquare split in September 2017 after Peter allegedly accused Paul and their elder brother Jude of shortchanging him. They began their career in 2003. In March 2018, the duo disagreed over what Peter perceived as lopsidedness in the individual input of song, which was getting featured on their joint albums. Peter accused Paul of being uncooperative and running their plans as a group for a musical tour in the US. The twins, known for their engaging dance routines and electronic-style songs, dominated the Nigerian music industry for many years and became pop idols. Thanks for listening to Igbo Area TV. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. You can also visit our Facebook page and like the page. You can join our Facebook group, Igbo Area TV. God bless you and bye for now.